It's crazy how once you post that you're voting for Donald Trump, the hate comments just start flooding in from the Democratic Party and the liberals. And listen, I'm somebody who has never voted for Donald
Trump, which he can now do because of the Supreme Court. And he's going to take on these countries that screw American workers. That's the plan. And by the way, he's going to crack down on immigration to the benefit of American workers.
He's going to deport 20 million people, the people who pick your crops, the people who process your meat, the people who, care for your grandmother, the people who serve all sorts of critical functions in this country. Yeah, he's going to...
Yeah, it is less than 24 hours after the Kamala Fox News interview, which I did a couple of reactions, partaking to it, seeing what is going on with the mainstream media, reacting to this. Like you have seen this clip, this lady claimed Trump would deport about 2 million people. Sometimes when I look at how liberals always exaggerate things just to create fear into people's mind, it is mind-blowing. Today, Kamala had a rally, something happened. Hecklers show up. There are people that will always be in your rallies and they must not agree with you, especially on this topic of abortion. This lady, I don't know how many people, Kamala just attributed them like they are MAGA. Oh, this is not your rally.
It's crazy how once you post that you're voting for Donald Trump, the hate comments just start flooding in from the Democratic Party and the liberals. And listen, I'm somebody who has never voted for Donald Trump before, not in the last 2 elections, but I will be voting for him in this next one, and I can't wait. The last 4 years have truly proven to me how full the Democratic Party is. I had Democratic friends disown me as a friend because I didn't get the jab. I had family members uninvite me from Thanksgiving for 2 years because they were afraid I would kill my grandma. It's just crazy, the characterizations and the comments and stuff people will say about you when they don't agree with who you're going to vote for. That's the beautiful thing about America is it's a free country and you're welcome to vote for whoever you think is going to be the best leader of this country. If you think that's Kamala Harris, cool, go vote for her. Personally, my family has really been struggling the last 4 years. I went from having a thriving business to having to file bankruptcy. My family is struggling to afford groceries every week. I want to cry every time I'm at the gas pump. So that is why I'm voting for Donald Trump. But I really hope whoever wins, that we can all look in the mirror and say that we need to stop doing this to each other.
Yes, before we proceed with this clip, let me say this. There are people who don't understand that no matter your political differences, you can still coexist with others. If you have decided that Kamala is a person, go ahead and cast. If you decided Trump is a person, go ahead and do that. But sit and ask questions to yourself. Are you comfortable? How has your life been the past 3 years? These are the questions that you need to ask. But when I see people outline reason while they are choosing a particular candidate, sometimes I wonder if they actually reason. You will see someone complaining how things are expensive, this is like this, but they will still continue to make that same mistake. If you cannot do it for 3 years, I don't believe you can do it now.
We can all look in the mirror and say that we need to stop doing this to each other. We need to stop villainizing each other and making each other the bad guy just because we don't agree with one another. It is okay to disagree. It is okay to have different opinions. It's okay to vote for different people. What's not okay is making character assassinations and treating people horribly because of who they're going to vote for. And now I don't think there's going to be some landslide victory for Trump, although some people do. But I do think the numbers are going to shock people because a lot of people are not going to openly say I'm voting for Donald Trump because this is what happens. When you openly admit that you're voting for Donald Trump, people start assuming all sorts of crazy things about you. All I'm trying to do is get affordable groceries, affordable gas, and have less wars. So anyways, as somebody who's a registered libertarian and has never voted for Donald Trump, and as a fairly young voter, I can say so far the Democratic Party has lost me. And it's not even the ideals or the political policies or anything. I agree with a lot of the social policies of Democrats and the Liberal Party. But ultimately, it's the people. It's the liberal Democratic people that are so hateful and awful to people that don't agree with them. And I will never, never understand it.
That has always been my challenge. with Libras. They look at you differently when you immediately take up a part to say, oh, I'm casting or I'm supporting this person. Their reactions are always different. You will never see them, even smiling with you. I'm taking an example for this. When I started creating these videos, I used to be in the middle. I had a lot of people, Libras, following me, but when I took a stand on a direction to report these videos, their reactions were terrible. Some unsub. I get insult every single day. It should not be that way. Now, going back into this video, if you like what I'm doing here, please subscribe, turn on your notification, and if possible, share the video.
Be the doormat when it comes to this issue. It is their biggest Achilles heel. There's no doubt about it. If Donald Trump wins, it will be largely because of the immigration issue.
Both of these campaigns now is they get voters whose choice isn't between Harris and Trump so much as it's between staying home or voting for the candidate that they like. And so in this way, I think the Trump people thought this was a great interview for them. I agree that it was an ink blot. That's why they put out the entire interview on Twitter. And the Harris people think it was a great interview for them because they're trying to speak to different sets of voters. And because it's an ink block, different sets of voters that they're trying to get will see it differently. Where I disagree with Van on this is I don't think, look, I think there's some legitimate criticisms about specific choices that Bret Baier made. But I think Bret Baier is a serious journalist. He gave Donald Trump a pretty serious interview, too. I don't think he's comparable to someone like Rachel Maddow. I don't think he was necessarily intending to be disrespectful. I can understand why people would hear it that way because he was worried about her filibustering. I don't think she did a magnificent job. I think she did a conventionally mediocre job, maybe even a bad job, had some good moments.
Yes, there is one thing that is people don't understand. When you look at this interview, especially Kamala campaign posting the screenshot of the number of views comparing with Trump town hall, it is insane. The number of views on this interview is around 6 million, while Trump town hall is around 3 to 4 million. Okay, when you look at the two, this interview went viral because a lot of people were eager to see the mistake she made. The videos blow up everywhere. Even Trump had to repost the whole clip, like an ad. Because to him, it was a whole mess up. These are legitimate questions, real questions. Kamala could answer, which at the end of the day, she could not really do anything. So when you see people making points like this, it is okay.
I think that there will be people that will change their minds. I think that there will be people that were very shocked at that. I was shocked in real time because you have people that are never Trumpers that watch Fox News. You have independents that watch Fox News. You have Democrats that watch Fox News. So the reason she appeared on Fox News is because she knows that there are openings for her there. But, Bret Baier, he did himself a disservice by doing what he did. He is known for doing the bidding of Fox News, but he ends his show every night as fair, balanced, and unafraid. Well, that was not fair and balanced.
The view will always be the view. Sometimes I really want to see that makes sense. I will not see. Taking a look at this lady, you can clearly see that she is not even understanding what actually went on. She should be able to point out where the interview was unbalanced. Because from my observation, simple question for her to respond, that was all.
I think this strategy from Harris was a Google strategy.
The former president today, Harris Faulkner, had a town hall, and this is...
Answer other than to blame Congress, and Brett was right. Democrats controlled everything when they took over, and so is she saying it's the Democrats' fault that the immigration system is broken? I don't understand this. I don't understand why she can't just say, hindsight here, we shouldn't have done it. I think the American people would actually accept it, but she won't do it.
Dana, you've been on the other side. You've been on the rapper as a press secretary interviewing a president. And, I'm talking like 4 people waving their hands like it's got to stop. So, Martha, I had to dismount there at the end.
This was actually tough for Harris.
But in terms of persuading conservatives or Republican-minded voters, I'm just not convinced she did it.
Maher is still having the guts to say this.
It's 25 days before the election, and I got to say, it's not looking that great for the Democrats. I mean, This is not a good sign. You know, when you have an African-American candidate, you probably shouldn't be having to shore up your support among black men, but that's what's going on. Tim Walz.
Look at what Democrats are experiencing.
And sometimes there's a trend line that I never noticed before and make me go, whoa.
You know, Whoopi, you always say you don't believe in polls. I'm with you now because I'm reading the press. First it was Kamala's not doing enough press. Then she goes on this huge press tour. She was here with us. I thought she was fantastic. She was energetic. The crowd went wild. It was electric. CNN, Democrats grow anxious. Axios, blue wall blues. Fox, Dems are scared to death. No, Dems are not scared to death.
Is it a good endorsement? What exactly, please? I want you to know. Drop on in the comment section.
Trump's running mate. Same reason you don't throw a birthday party for Diddy.
Hey, you're calling yourself...
Well, this is a problem.
Holmes Enterprise. If you are over 18, please register to vote for something else.
Are now stepping forward.
Seen before.
Trump.
I don't care if they write that. No, it was right, and you got... I'm going to shake it off.
It's like 73% said they're voting for Trump.
Okay, yeah.
Kamala, you hired me 4 times. I tell him, I'm like, I'll just pop. How dumb are you?